guys, my name is Chelsea and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we are doing the over 30 book tag. So my birthday was last week and I just turned 31 and I had seen this book tag sometime in 2020. I don't know exactly when, but I knew it was something I had to do once I had my birthday again because I am officially over 30. I was 30 last year, now I'm 31, and I don't know, it just seemed like something we needed to do. This tag was created by Ink Not Blood. I will leave their channel and original video linked down below, and we only have like 6 questions here, so let's jump in. Prompt number 1, name one of your favorite books that features a protagonist that is 30 years old or older. For this one, I have to go with a very recent favorite, which is going to be spoiler alert. Both characters here are over 30 years old, but I think I'm going to specifically go with April. I absolutely loved her character. She is over 30, she is a geologist, she knows exactly what she wants from life, she is also plus sized or fat, and she feels comfortable in her body. Like, I love the fact that we didn't have to go through a learning to like your body phase in this book. She's also very much entrenched in fandom and fan fiction, and I think the whole way that she behaves in herself, like she's professional and she has a good job and she's very much a mature person, but is also in the fandom sphere, I absolutely loved, because I definitely find myself on that side as well. I don't write fan fiction or anything like that, but the fact that she's able to be wholly herself in this book, I absolutely loved. I do feel like part of it is probably because she is over 30, she is more sure of herself, whereas we see a lot of people maybe in like young adult or new adult books in their teens or early 20s that are definitely trying to find more of themselves. But the fact that she already knows who she is when this book starts, I absolutely loved. Prompt number 2, name a book that represents who you were when you were younger. For that one, I think I'm gonna have to go with Artemis Fowl by Owen Colfer. Now, this is definitely a book that I still absolutely love as a 31-year-old woman, but I first originally read Artemis Fowl when I was 11. This is the like new cover. I don't have my original cover anymore because they didn't like keep making the covers in the paperback version as they went. I will put a picture up here. Like, this is what the original cover looked like, and I did actually get it the year it came out when I was 11 years old, and I absolutely loved it. And as you can see, I still do. I actually have 2 copies of this whole series. But the reason I'm picking this is not just because it was a favorite from when I was younger and I still love it, but it's also the fact that this is based in a real Earth world. Like, it's set in Ireland, but it also has the magical elements attached to it. So it is our real world, and there's also a hidden magical underneath. And let me tell you, when I was younger, I really wished and hoped that we had that sort of thing, that we were living in a, you know, typical boring world and there was some sort of magical fantasy fairy realm underneath somewhere that, you know, we were just waiting to find. And I definitely feel like I like those elements a whole lot. I believed in Santa until 6th grade, when I had to be told that Santa wasn't real, because I wanted those things to be real so bad. I wanted those magical things to be there and not just be our imagination. But I think that's the reason I'm picking this one, is that when I was younger especially, I was always hoping for our real world to have some sort of magic that we just didn't find yet. Number 3, name a book that represents where you are in life now. Now, I really wanted to pick an adult fiction novel because I'm definitely figuring myself out a lot more as who I am as a reader and reading a lot more adult titles. I feel like in the past I wasn't too sure that I was going to be able to get them necessarily, and I read a lot of young adult. Now, if I'm really being honest with myself though, the book I just had to go with is Go Get 'Em Tiger by Sabrina and Eunice Moyle. This is one of my son's picture books. We took off the dust jacket for him because it's just easier for him to pick up and like look through. But yeah, if we're gonna truthfully talk about where I am in life right now, I'm a mother to a 1.5-year-old. And that's my life. I definitely do a lot of like reading on the side, and I want to do more things for myself, but right now it's all about keeping a 1-year-old alive. And this book I feel like just fits so well. One, it's a gorgeous story about being yourself and doing what you can do and being fierce and like being who you are and making it through life. And so yeah, that's also who I feel like I am, not just in the fact that like I'm raising a kid, but also I sometimes need this encouragement. I am doing an entirely new thing than I really ever had done before, and it's a completely new experience basically every day. So even though I wanted to have an adult fiction book here, because in my reading I definitely am changing a lot as well, just me as a person in life, this is what it is. Go get 'em, Tiger. Number 4, name a book that represents something that has never changed about you. So for this question, and especially because it's a book tag, I'm gonna have to go with a Cassandra Clare book. I just sort of picked the one that was closest to me off the shelf, and technically the newest one by her so far. I am a constant reader. I am always reading, and I grew up with Cassandra Clare. The first book came out when I was, I believe, 17, and I've been reading them ever since then. So while my reading tastes do sometimes change and evolve, I've still always had a love for this series and this world, and just the fact that you can tell she's a reader as well. I absolutely love the characters and the dynamic of everything, and so that has never changed about me. I will always be a reader, I will always be reading, and I will always have the love that I have for these types of books. Number 5, name one of your favorite classics. I am hit or miss with classics, and so I don't have a lot of favorites. However, there was one I just had to pick, and that is going to be Anne of Green Gables by L.M. Montgomery. I was obsessed with Anne when I was younger. I don't remember exactly how old I was when I first read Anne of Green Gables. I was probably in elementary school sometime, maybe moving into junior high, but I absolutely love her as a character in this world. And yeah, it is a classic, but at the same time, I've never felt the stigma with this. I feel like it's because I read it before I had to read a lot of like classics in high school, that kind of thing, and so I've just always loved this. I loved the new TV show, Anne with an E. I'm still a little bit mad that they aren't continuing that, but I also remember watching the old TV show with my mom, like the mini series, and we had them on VHS, and I just have always had a love for this series. Gilbert Blythe was literally my first crush. Like, a lot of people start to crush on like celebrities or people from TV shows or movies. I crushed over a book character, and it's been a while since I read some of these books. I think I read the first 4 possibly in the whole series. Like, I never actually finished the series, so it's definitely something I want to read again because I know I love this. I have 3 different copies of this first book. I just absolutely love it. I love the characters, and I definitely need to relive my experience. And then finally, name a book that you like or would like to read that was published the year you were born. Now, I was born in 1990, so a book that I have already read and absolutely loved was Good Omens by Neil Gaiman and Terry Pratchett. I read this a few years ago, and then I absolutely loved the TV series adaptation that came out on Amazon as well. But this is definitely a sort of humorous, sarcastic satire sort of take on the end of the world and Revelations, and the fact that we have an angel and a demon like working together to stop an apocalypse. I don't know, it was great. And then if I was going to pick one that I have not read before but I did want to read that was also published in 1990, I think I'm gonna have to go with Jurassic Park by Michael Crichton. I don't know, I've been on and off about this book in general. I definitely loved the first movie, and I think I remember watching 2 and 3, but I've never seen the new ones. And dinosaurs, while cool, have never been like my thing, but I feel like I should try this book in general just in case. And I have read some Michael Crichton before. I've read Sphere, which is like an underwater sci-fi thing. It's been a long time since I read it, but I do remember liking his writing style. So if I had to pick a book that I have not read that was published the year I was born, I'm gonna have to go with Jurassic Park. And then that was it. Those are all the questions for this tag. So again, short and sweet, absolutely love that. And I guess, again, it was my birthday, so I just had to do this tag. I finally am over 30, 31, and so yeah, I guess that's it. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up to let me know. Subscribe to this channel if you would like to see more videos. I do have videos up Mondays, Thursdays, and sometimes Saturdays, so I will see you then. Bye!